Hello everyone who's ever looked at a train and thought like, man, imagine if that was a gun on rails. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths, where this is kind of just a brief tutorial guide type thing for just a helpful thing that occurred to me the other day while I was mucking around with railguns, and that is just a simple or rather straightforward process for building them. So From the Depths is a lot like life in general in that you can know two nuggets of information, but never quite get around to putting them together in your head in a way that makes wonderful things happen. So, 4-clip APS Tetris. Please excuse this railgun shooting at the bulwark over here. It's it's having a good my goodness. Yeah, so this is why I'm currently being on a little railgun journey at the moment, because as it turns out, when you make them properly, surprise, surprise, they are amazing. So, enough noisy explosions, let's talk. Alright, so, the thing with the 4-clip Tetris, so for those of you who don't know what that is, let's do it with a 2-meter loader. 4-clip APS Tetris is where the basic, I guess, section of your APS looks something like this. You can have the inputs on the usually on the bottom, but you don't have to. And you prefab like this, and it's like 3, and it's like that, and then the pattern looks something like this. So it's basically like 1, 2, so it's 2 back, 1 to the side, 1, 2, doot, 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 and then you do the same thing again. So 1, 2, 3. So something like this, and something like this. I just realized that this is accidentally a paint color that makes it easier to see these. Lovely. So 4-clip APS Tetris, according to the people who have done the math, I have not done the math because I'm bad at math, is the most material efficient form of APS Tetris, simply because 4 clips attached to 1 loader fires just as quickly as 5 loaders just on their own, because loaders get a boost to their loading speed the more clips are attached to them. You could also do the forbidden 5-clip Tetris, but we'll save that for another day. And the reason this is more efficient is you will notice that the clips are considerably cheaper than the loaders. 100 materials, like, less. So the more clips you have, the more material efficient it is. So, the thing about APS 4-clip Tetris, and by the way, 3-clip Tetris is another thing. I've made videos on both of them, explaining in more detail. The problem with doing this in... well, let's demonstrate in a little box here. So let's get our rubber thing. Let's, for the sake of argument, pretend that we've got a little box here. A box that is that color specifically. And we're going to start in the middle, because why not, with our clip. And then you have to turn mirror mode off, and you do something like this. Did I do that correctly? No, I did not. So, trying to avoid going below 3 clips per loader. So let's go, so we're there. And so it'll be there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And over there, so it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and over here again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a few more over here. Let's go. Where should we go? 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Nope. There. There? I think so. I hope so. 1, 2, 3. So, something like this, pretending this is a more round thing, you'll notice that you got little gaps in here. Pretty much no matter what you do, and this is actually less gaps than you would have otherwise in a round turret. What do you fill that with? So, this is where the second nugget of information comes in that with railguns, you need these things. Railgun charges. So, one of the reasons I keep, like, not using railguns is because I always find it a bit of a pain in the butt to figure out where the hell these are supposed to go, because these are expensive, fragile, very expensive, very fragile. Look at that, 80 health and 4 armor, literally less health and armor than a wooden block. So you really never want these in a position to get shot at, which means putting them in the turret cap is a big no-no. And yeah, this where do you hide these things? Well, as it turns out, and this is where I finally put 2 and 2 together after even knowing about 4-clip Tetris for a while and knowing, about railguns for a while, where you stick them is here. So 4-clip Tetris actually works really well for this because, better than 3-clip I'd say, because you have enough gaps left in the Tetris that it's a convenient place just to stick these railgun charges in. So you just put them in there, and you tend to quite consistently end up with a workable railgun. That's how I ended up with this. It's not 100% straightforward, by the way. You will end up tweaking it a little bit. So I want to go backwards in time here with this particular railgun. So over in our new demo turret section, so it started with this. So you'll see here, and it just has glass on top just to hold the thing together. You will see that from the top, this is 4-clip Tetris. It goes 4 clips like so, and it has gaps on this on the back here. Well, not on the back, just consistently. This does have symmetry of a sort, but it's rotational symmetry, so it appears to be, yep. This is a sign, actually, when you're doing 4-clip Tetris, is that you've done it correct. If it has symmetry, kind of. Like, you should be able to draw a line somewhere in the middle of this, and it will, be symmetrical, even if it's not forwards or sideways. So this is kind of what it looks like. This is where the railgun charges in, and if you have too many charges, you can replace it with recoil absorbers fairly easily, which is very nice. And then step 2 is something like this. You connect all the stuff with connectors. The reason these are connectors, by the way, rather than gauge snake, is because this is a pure railgun, no gunpowder, and there are pros and cons to that. Basically, with gunpowder, you basically take advantage of the cooling. It's cheaper because railgun bits are expensive. There's a bit of extra oomph, and with pure rail, you don't need to worry about cooldown at all. So yeah, that's pretty handy. So let us restart the designer, and we can build one of these from scratch. And let's go the full Monty, so to speak. And let's see how big we can make it. So I want to go a little bit ham. I'm tempted to try for a multi... you know what? I am going to try for a multi firing piece thing. Because that sounds like a good idea. So we had a 30 by 13. Let's try a 15 by 15 turret. Big chunky thing. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to need to remember that I've done that, because that does change the Tetris a little bit. And also, by the way, if you want this thing to still be rotationally symmetrical, if you're doing the proper EMP proofing for the local weapon controller, again, I've done a video about that. I'm going to need to post a lot of links in the description of this one. You can just essentially do that. That does stuff up your Tetris a little bit, but at the very least, it stuffs it up consistently. Alrighty, so now we need to offset our 4-clip Tetris so that we have a good time. So let's do something a little bit bigger. So I had 4 meter autoloaders in that first demonstration purposes. First demo. So now let us do a 6-clip Tetris. 4 and 6-clip just seems to be just generally a good size for a big scary gun. So let's see, let's do that, and let's do that, and let's do a pure rail gun again, because I'm trying to addict myself to it. And let's go 3 clips down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna do something like... I'm gonna do this, and just so when the 3-clip Tetris comes around, I don't accidentally leave inputs off, because that's a pain in the butt. So now this little thing is offset, and that should mean we have an even number of loaders, so to speak. So let's just, before we do that, let's just do this. So we can be sure that we haven't stuffed up tremendously. On turret armor, by the way, you don't have to do it. It's just, I feel it's a good idea. And if you do it, if you want to be really clever, you put heavier armor on the front, because that just makes sense. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's fallen off. So let's go back over here. Actually, I need to offset this, actually. Aha! Me smart. Me remember. Actually, no. Wait, no, I don't need to do that. Do I? Do I? Now, let's do that again. So, let's do that again. Darn it. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keeping an eye on this, I'm just going to preemptively put railgun charges over here, so I do not forget about them. Could even just do that. There we go. I actually didn't do that with the turret I just showed, so... Oh boy. Nope, I stuffed it up. I stuffed it up. Stuffed it up. No! Do over! Do it again, but better this time. So, there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the thing is, it's two one way, one another way, perpendicular. Just so we can be sure that we are doing that correctly. It did not do that correctly. Oh, lordy. So it's here, I flip around just to be sure. Alright, so that's why I did that. Now we gotta figure out how to do. So overlapping like so. That is 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. That's gonna be 3 clip. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. And again. And just need to check on this one. Does it have enough loaders? There's 1, 2. Needs one more. It's careful to check as you... careful to check. It's important to check as you go with 4-clip Tetris, or any Tetris really, but it's just so you don't end up stuffing up later. Alright, so you go there. We've got you there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's almost like dance moves. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I cannot beatbox to save my own life, so I'm not sure why I tried. Alright, so there's going to be... Flip you around like so. Oh, hello, you actually managed to fit. And... Wait, no, hold on. You go there. Yes. This is one of the reasons I don't like using 4-clip Tetris just with non-railguns, is because it is kind of a pain in the butt. To do this without mirror mode. Right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, hello, hello. We can't do that at all. And 1, 2, 3. Yep. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, perfect. And over there, we're gonna go like here. 1, 2, 3. That is actually a very bad place for it. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's all we can do, really. So I've done very funny things here. Right, so let's count the connectors. We actually need to finish filling this all in. Yep, this is not going to be a multi-barreled railgun, unfortunately, because it just isn't going to do that. So I'm just going to fill in the gaps with railgun charges. It varies how much you actually need, depends on how fast your railgun's actually firing. Yeah, it is a very good way to get a honking scary shell. And like I said before, if you end up with too many charges, that's actually a good thing, because it's pretty straightforward to swap them out for recoil absorbers instead. And you, like, you know, it's handy to have spare recoil absorbers because as far as they go, they're one of the cheaper APS components. Actually, no, they're not. The cooler's actually cheaper. Oh. By the way, whoops, that's not what I wanted. By the way, you can still use, like, full-clip Tetris for, like, regular APS, of course. I'm not sure I needed to mention that, but, like, it's worth mentioning anyway, because you can just do this with coolers instead. What you do instead is that you have the cooling snake, so to speak, down all the way, almost to the very bottom, and you can stick a 1 meter recoil absorber on it, and that kind of does the same thing. Quite handy for something that requires a lot of cooling. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna have a big-ass railgun here. Rather strange railgun. Actually, I don't need that surge protector there. I can just replace it with that. Actually, since that fits so perfectly, I can put in... Hold on a minute. Shift delete is a very handy thing. I am so smart. I am so smart. I am so smart. There we go. More bullets. More delicious, crunchy bullets. Alright. Right. We have a whole bunch of railguns. Alright, so me offsetting it like that is actually screwed up the symmetry, like, really badly. And let's see, does it all go across in a way that makes sense? Yes, it does. So remember what I said about rotational symmetry? Well, I've kind of stuffed that up a little bit by being a little bit off-center. So, yeah, science, we learn things. But, hold on, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Nope, I was completely wrong. Alright, so here is where we connect all this up. So you've got to try and use no more connectors than you actually need. Because, like, connectors don't do anything but connect. They're not like coolers or anything. They're not like gauge increasers or gauge coolers in which they have a function outside connecting your APS together. So, yeah. When in doubt, use straight lines. And if you have little 1 meter gaps in here, that's okay. And we do that as well. Do something like that. Do we have enough room for fun and activities in there? We absolutely do. And we need to connect this up as well. And there we go. And whoops. There we go. There we go. And we got 2 connectors over there, but that's okay. I'm not sure that changed anything. Hold on. Yeah, that's better. And there. Right, we got, that's all very good, and we just need to remember 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the actual neck of the turret is going to be. Necklace turrets versus non-necklace turrets. Necklace. Hey! Are you wearing a pretty necklace today? Alright, so, important thing with railguns I forgot to mention is that you have to, like, you know, work with the space you've given if you're doing it like this. And, yeah, so, I don't know. If you're not willing to do the math ahead of time with exactly how many coolers and gauge increase, not coolers, exactly how many chargers and other stuff you need, then you kind of have to just accept that if you don't have room for exactly what you want, you have to compromise. I'm not even sure what I'm saying anymore. I'm just talking while I'm building, which is always a risk. Talk while you build, you do neither correctly. Also, saving block out whenever you can stick a longer recoil absorber in, that's probably a good idea. Have I filled all this? Yes, I have. 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 So, time-consuming, but totally worth it. Alright, now let's see here. This is an important bit here. Alright, so I want this to have a 4-meter neck, so that means that it's going to be like that. Helps to block in exactly where the turret is going to go. That is important. This video is actually longer than I thought it would be, and that's my bad, because I should have known that APS takes a little while. Alright, so now, here's the thing, by the way, is that, like, gauge increases connect connectors to everything else, but connectors do not connect... Okay, let me say it like this. Between the firing piece and everything else, you need to have gauge increases. You can't have connectors between the firing piece and gauge increases because that don't work. That do not work at all. Not connected. No good. So you have to do this. And 1, 2, 3. Of course we're going to go 500 millimeters because we're having a good time. Also, it is a bit of a bummer. This is why hybrid railguns are actually a pretty good idea, just to have at least one gunpowder casing like on your shell, is because you have built-in cooling anyway in the firing piece, and also you are almost certainly going to use these cooling corners anyway, so the thing is going to have cooldown reduction anyway, so yeah, that's good to keep in mind. We're just doing a pure railgun for purity's sake, I guess we could call it. Alright, so we've got 500 millimeters of fun and activities here. Bear in mind, you can always shuffle things around. So here's the fun bit. We have to see if what we've done is sufficient everything. Because if it's not, the turret might have to be a bit taller, it might have to have stuff stuck on the back or on the sides. And this, actually, for railguns in particular, these things are... Whoops, I missed this bit. This kind of weapon is really the kind of thing you build the weapon first and then you build the craft around it, because railguns, well, you need to figure out all their charging and their recoil and stuff, which requires adding or removing blocks, and also you need steam turbines. By the way, this test fortress has a crap ton of little steam turbines, which is why I can just build this without placing those down first. Do remember that you do need battery power for this, because I have forgotten to do that before, and it's been very embarrassing. I could not show my face in public, despite the fact that everybody in public does not care if you're good at this video game, and that's okay. What was I doing? Alright, so let's figure out our shell here. Whoops! Let's do that first. Alright, so we've got the same shell we had before, so... Because we just... Hello. Oh yeah, we do have that. Alright. Oh yeah, I saved the thing properly. Anyway, so here we go. We want it to be a 6-meter shell. So let's do that. Just add stuff until we get to about 6 meters, and then go... Let's go a visible tracer again, because that's fun. And emergency ejection defuse, because I have stuck ejectors on here, and I have before put the ejectors on there out of sheer habit and then forgotten to put an emergency ejection defuse on the very powerful chemical shell that I've stuck in it, and that is embarrassing. Again, couldn't show my face in public. Shocking. Alright, so here we've got a problem, is that this is why 500 millimeters is actually a little bit of an awkward gauge to work with, is that this exact thing here is slightly too long. So we're going to drop it by 1, and if I do... Hold on, so visible tracer goes back here, and different shell components have different lengths, so is that going to do it? It is going to do it. We could mess around with the gauge a little bit to try and get it to exactly 500 millimeters, but just for giggles, and just because I like the sound of how 500 millimeter shells fire, so to speak. Wow, I butchered that sentence. We're just going to go with this, and with max rail draw, this is a very powerful shell. We'll have to see if we can actually get to max rail draw, though. So, max rail draw, private eye. let's do that. Out of sheer habit, I turn that off because it always annoys me. And the magnets go here, and let's just put a whole bunch of it. So 5,000, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our capacity is pretty high. And let's assign the shell so we actually can tell what's happening. Alrighty, so what do we got here? The numbers. Right now, it starts at 1,000, and 1,000 is not good enough for a gun this big. What is our capacity? 50,000. Let's go and, well, let's set it to 50,000 and see what happens. Alright, so that is a little bit much for our recoil and our charges, so we can do two things. We can add stuff onto this gun, or we can just drop the railgun a little bit. Because here's the thing, you don't need to go completely nuts with railguns. You don't need max, like, charge every single time. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to just drop it so it matches the charge rate of the rail use. So let's drop that down to 45,000. And now that's a little bit under. And let's do 5,700. Like, if you are good at math, this is considerably easier. So let's just keep doing it like that. Almost there. Almost there. I want it as close as possible to 28,600. So let's do... How's that? Almost. 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 900 will be a bit much. No, 900 is almost exactly right. Let's go here. Okay, a little bit too much. Let's go here. There we go. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so now we need about, more than twice as many recoil absorbers. And so, what we can do here is, you don't need to fully armor the turret, particularly on the back. So what we're going to do here is, we're going to have, is this 8 meters long? Ooh. Oh, we can be so clever. Alright, so let's do that. How's that looking? It's looking pretty good. And also, we're just going to stick this here. And I don't want to do that on the front, because that's important. And so now, we can do that on the back instead, like so. What do we do with the BA in English? Right, that can be a 7-meter recoil absorber. And also a fun thing you can do is if you've done it like in my method, is you can do, oh hello, you can do this. You can do something like this. So just behind this metal beam here, I'm just going to keep essentially flipping this upwards. Could replace those. I'm going to replace those with 3-meter loaders. Not loaders, recoil absorbers. I know the difference! Leave me alone. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Okay. Okay. And 3. This is all very fiddly. You just gotta do the process. Just gotta do the process. Probably will be faster just to resign thyself to sticking another layer of loaders in here. This is actually the challenging bit with railguns is the recoil rather than the charges, because the charges charge pretty fast. The recoil though, or the recoil. Right, we are getting there, slowly but surely. But don't call me Shirley. Alrighty. Let's do that, and let's do that. And also let us do this, and also let us do this, and this. I'm not sure why I did it like that. This is the part where I'm just focusing on building the thing. We're getting there. We're getting there. And the fact that you can't really use mirror mode when doing Tetris like this, it's a pain in the ass, quite frankly. Like, you know. And really, it's smarter to do it, like, from the back. Like, to make sure that, like, the bit that's getting shot at less is the bit which has gaps in your top armor. Which, I'm going to explain in a bit. Also, we could just do that. We're almost there. We're almost there. Getting there. Getting there. Okay, now let's do that. And I've just subtly changed. Whoops, I've just done that. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. What's in there? Nothing. Okay, let's do that instead. Only a few more to go. So just checking that this is as far as we can go, or as far as I want to go anyway. Oh boy, what to do? Well, the fun thing is that you can actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to elevate this. I'm going to make the whole tower a little bit taller. Sometimes you have to. I'm prefabbing it because I don't want to figure everything out again. So, whoop, whoop. So now we are one block taller, and now we can go ham on the front. Yay! And now I'm not going to turn on mirror mode. What was a thing? That was habit. That was sheer habit. It's like a nun's habit, but not really. And I should... Oh, I actually didn't do something over here. Alright, so first things first, let's do that. Did that extend all the way over there? Yes, it did. I also have things pointing over here. Is this 8 meters? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 5. It's messy! This is where From the Depths gets messy, unfortunately. I don't like it messy, but sometimes just life is messy. Also, like, do double check yourself because it is pretty easy to stuff up when doing things like this. So always check the numbers. Alright, we are so close, I can smell it. Do you smell that? That is the smell of railguns. Don't breathe too deeply, I'm pretty sure those chemicals are toxic. When projectiles move fast enough to set the air on fire, then yeah, you might not want to breathe that in. Bad for your lungs. It's like smoking, but worse. Okay, actually, probably not as bad. There's no nicotine in gunpowder. Last I checked. All right, we are almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Was that a Canadian accent I just slipped into? I don't even know. Canadians, please yell at me. Oh, yes, we did it. Alright, so that is a horrible asymmetric mess, but it's okay. And if you want to just stick, like, you can fill this with whatever, so surge protectors are probably a good idea. Put them in between. Let's see, let's just double check that that's what we want. 35.8 RPM. Let's do that, 35.8. And 1,054 meters per second. Rail uses like that. Recoils like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's not neat and tidy, unfortunately. And let's do that. And let's do this. Also, recoil absorbers are kind of reasonably tanky blocks. Let's see here. Are these things vulnerable to? Yeah. Back in ye days, railgun components were actually vulnerable to EMP, which did make sense. They have patched that out now, so before anyone panics about what I'm doing, railguns are not vulnerable to EMP anymore, so calm yourself. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. You must be calm here. Oh yeah, by the way, just doing this for demonstration purposes, assuming your craft is nice and floaty, sticking the heavier armor on the front of the turret is kind of smart because this is the part that's actually going to be facing the enemy. So let's do that. Just put stuff on the front. Like so. There we go. And then on the back is like, alright, so it might get shot in the back, but it's not that likely, so don't worry about it too much. I've actually seen some damn fine ships do turrets like this. It's smart. It's a smart idea. Why is that too... Uh-oh. Oh no! Ah! I deleted that at some point. I don't know how I did that, or why I did that. Hang on. When in doubt, do this. Okay, no, that's still all good. Numbers still match. The numbers still match. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. There we go, there we go, there we go. Here we go. Okay, jolly good, jolly good, jolly, jolly, jolly good. Heavy armor goes where heavy armor makes sense. Just on the front. Just on the front like so. I'm not sure if you can hear the leaf blower in the background, but there is a leaf blower in the background. Doing leaf blowing things. I know not. Okay, there we go. There we go. Just a bit of metal coverage over there. And over there. And this is not symmetrical for some stupid reason, so... Ow! What the hell, guys? Okay, that's... You know what? I'm gonna leave that as is, because, well, we'll just call that a happy accident. It's not a mistake, it's design! Alright, now let's do this. So we just got a nice ring of heavy armor there. Gonna have some beam slopes like so. Metal ones on the back. I'm just making things up as I go now. And 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Armor stacking is fun. It is so fun. Just going to check that this can actually turn correctly with the rubber method. So, I'm pretty sure this will turn just fine, but just in case it doesn't, it helps to check. Wow, this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It's almost like building a railgun takes time. I'm not sure, like, I hope this is helpful for people. It's going to be kind of embarrassing if it isn't. Righty-ho. This goes like so. Just like so. Just like so. Ho, 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 ho. Now, let us. Delicious lettuce. And let's do something like that. And something like that. And what I like to do is just double check that, the one block that you need to be covered is if you put a square around your turret neck and you go off and diagonal. This spot needs to be covered if you want it to cover the gap in the turret well, so to speak. So, one more there. That should do it. One more. And this is on the turret itself, just so I can see what I'm doing. If I do that, does that work? Yeah, close enough. Right. So now I'm going to do my 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do my basic as turret. That seems a little bit too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 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 nope. No, 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 no. This will not do. Alright, now we do this. Metal on the front. And we do... Well, first we do this, and then we do this, and then we also do that, and then we do... There we go. And we're gonna do that as well. And that, probably need to cover that with something interesting. Yep, let's just do that, and let's also do this. I'm just talking to myself now. Want a turret of sorts. And of course, for no particular reason, we're going to have delicious wedges in here. And I think I'm going to stick bearing rangefinders on the back of this, since this is the tanky turret. Tanky. Thank you. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Oh, this is fun. I'm having such a good time. I hope you are as well. And just good idea to surround the actual barrel in heavy armor, because that's just smart. And some of that as well. Sometimes it is good to go ham on the heavy armor, sometimes it isn't. Are there any gaps? No, we're all good. Good. Hold on. There's stuff in here I don't like that. There we go, like so. And because the mantlet is so annoyingly tall, we're just gonna do that. And we're going to do this as well. 2 meters on top. Tends to stand up to most things. And I'm just going to... Alright, let us do an actual EMP-proof bearing rangefinder over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a rubber. We're going to have a rubber here, and a rubber here, and a rubber here, and a rubber here. Actually, we're going to do more than just that. Hold on. Nope. So no, the way the rubber is, it go here, it go here, it go here, it go here, and go here, and it go rubber here. And that's not what I wanted in life, but it's okay. We'll do something like this. Just got to make sure that all the rubber is correct. So there's no block directly touching the wireless receiver. And this goes over here, rangefinder, like so. And this is a problem, which can be fixed with just this. Put something there. Just make sure, because this metal slope is not touching any other metal beams around it, which means it should be all good in the neighborhood. And if that is too ugly, we could actually do this instead, just to be absolutely sure. Actually, no, never mind, I don't like that. And we're just going to do something like, oh, I don't know, let's just deco that while we're here, while we're having fun. Let us... Did this turn into a let's build? I'm terribly sorry, this appears to be a let's build now. And what else can we do? What else can we do? Let's just do this thing. There we go. Alright, we have a turret. And let's just see here. Just check here. Is this... Whoops. Barrel length needed. For 12.8, I think. Hold on. Our accuracy is not great, and since we've heavily armored this thing to hell and back anyway, heavy barrels is a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and there. Accuracy is now that. Jolly good, jolly good. This is a big, scary turret. Let's actually set that to the right weapon group. And we're going to do something like that, and... Yeah, red traces, why not? Let's be evil. Alright, and since we're being evil, we might as well just change this to night. Camo night. Let's look evil. Evil, I say. There we go. Jolly good. Alright, so there is our railgun turret, and that took way too long. And let's see if this... Let's save this as a placeholder. Let's save it as placeholder 3. go over there. Also, just to show you how expensive this turret is, let's save it as placeholder 2 here. And yeah, 145,806 materials. Yeah, pure railgun. It's expensive. This lone turret is more expensive than a lot of ships, so... what do we want to shoot at? Let's shoot at an Erie. Let's see if I can get through an Erie's lambs. Oh, let's look at the shell stats. So, railgun use 47,945. So, 47,945. So, it's not even using, like, anywhere close to max railgun uses, so... Alright, so it's not great. It's around 36,000 kinetic damage, 24.6 armor piercing. That's still a hefty shell, and it's going at over 1,000 meters per second, and 18,000 explosive damage. Alright, so it's not bad. It's not the scariest railgun shell I've ever seen. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And let's see. Can you put a hole through an Erie? Given that this one turret is 1/7 of the cost of an Erie, or something close to it. Let's see. Go zap, zap, zap. It is not getting through... It is not getting through an Erie's lambs. That is up... Whoop, it's getting through... Oh, it appears to be draining the lambs. Can it drain the lambs faster than the lambs recovers, is the question. Yes, actually. Yep, did it. So that's the advantage of using big APS shells, is that it can do that. They do have enough health to get... Bloody hell, alright. Do some damage, why don't you? Jeez. So yeah, APHE railguns are really damn strong, and I need to use them more. I'm a lazy boy, and I tend to use non-railguns using AP frag, so it is nice to have big damage numbers and a lot of confetti. So yeah, all that time and effort I just spent on that gun is well worth it, because this Erie is getting mauled. And the damn shields doing shield things. Also, yeah, you don't need fuses on AP shells, just so everyone's aware. No, it works. It works just fine. Let's see the damage numbers. It misses sometimes, and that's annoying. Alright, so that'll do. That is 4-clip Railgun Tetris. I'm not sure what entirely possessed me to make this video, but it's just handy. If you're having trouble with railguns, 4-clip Tetris actually does make it a bit easier. And as I've just demonstrated, there is no avoiding all the fiddling around that you need to do, but it does make life a little bit easier. So I hope that's helpful. I hope it was entertaining to watch me fumble around with railguns. And thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters. Please check out my other channel, BorderRR, for non-From the Depths gaming content. And also I stream on Twitch. And I will see you next time in From the Depths. Let's go look at the Erie just to see bits falling off her. Oh, the bits are falling off. It's wonderful. Farewell.